What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great Tuesday. We're going to talk about some weather here, of course, and we're going to break some things down. There's a system moving through right now through the southern areas. It's going to deliver a soaking, quick-hitting rain for areas. There's actually been some areas that have seen some sleet this afternoon and this evening, mixing with the rain as the column begins to saturate, with low dew points in place in some areas. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the storm that we've been talking about the last few days this weekend that really is not trending northwest much more, but we're going to talk about it a little bit here, and we're also going to break down what can we expect moving forward as we get deeper into March. So we're obviously starting to lose winter a little bit and migrate a little bit more into spring. So winter weather starts to kind of lose our main focus here, and we start to talk more about severe weather. Keep in mind, guys, I am a storm chaser too. It's obviously not something I do full time like some people get the luxury of doing, but I do it often. I've done it a lot last year, and I've done it this winter, and I have actually a playlist of all my videos for that, but I plan on doing a lot of that. So also, guys, if you have not considered subscribing, it's an awesome way to support me, and I know I say this in every video, and sometimes I feel like I'm just repeating myself, which I am, but when it's slow right now, and there's not a whole lot to talk about, the growth is slow. And I anticipated this. You just get slow periods in weather. But definitely, if you've been a long-time viewer and haven't really hit the subscribe button, consider doing that. It's such a great way to support me, and it's a much appreciated. Also, I like to use my platform as a way to glorify God, which is to ask, for you guys to pray for one another. Drop a prayer if you got something I can pray about in the comments. It gives me an opportunity. It gives others an opportunity to reach out to you and pray for you. And really, just prayer is powerful, guys, and I really believe that. I've seen it work in my life big time. So definitely, it's good to use YouTube as a good platform to do that. So, but let's talk about weather here, and let's break it down. So tonight we have a storm system. We're going to go right to radar scope here and check it out. You got a big area of rain in Georgia moving out of Alabama. And these little ping reports right here, these are actual reports of sleet near Huntsville. And there's been some reports of sleet, even in South Carolina, sleet mixing with the rain. We're going to jump to the Columbia radar here. This is going to dump some heavy rain in areas, especially from Columbia's point south. There's going to be a sharp cutoff. Areas from Charlotte south, I think, sees rain. But really, once you get north of Charlotte and Fayetteville, like up to Raleigh, I don't know if y'all are going to see really much rain at all. I mean, I might not see a drop, but there's actually a little area right here just south of Asheville that really could see maybe a brief period of winter weather. So we'll see how that works out. Nothing significant, not a big deal at all, but we'll see what happens with that. Zoom back out here. So the HRRR model has this system going through. As you can tell, the cutoffs right here in this little area of, let's check out the soundings here. This little area of winter weather that is possible here in the southern Appalachian Mountains. And here you go. That looks like a freezing rain sounding to me. But we'll see. There might be a pocket of freezing rain, right around Hendersonville. But we'll see how that works out. But I don't think it's going to be a big deal at all. This system gets going. And by the time we get to, I would say, lunchtime tomorrow, this system's about to clear off the coast. And we're done with the rain. We might see sunshine at the end of the day tomorrow. But check out rain totals. This is going to be a quick hitter, but it's going to dump a lot of rain. We've already seen a lot of rain here in southern areas of Georgia and South Carolina, but even in the Midlands of South Carolina, maybe an inch, a little more of rain. It's trended a little bit more south. A little bit more rain was showing north, but it looks like this is going to be a quick hitter. It's going to happen overnight. If you love a rainy night, and that's a good song too, you're going to love tonight. It's not a open your windows kind of night because it's going to be in the 40s and it'll cool your house down too much. But some people like to do it like that. So a good opportunity to do that. It's going to definitely be a rainy night. But let's look at the latest GFS. Let's talk briefly on the storm potential that we've been talking about a lot for this coming weekend. Here it comes right here. It's going out, but guess what? It's still suppressing, which means it's getting suppressed south. Stroff, it's just not wanting to interact here so far. It's still Tuesday. This storm is for Saturday night into Sunday. So there is definitely still time with this storm. A little area of snow that it keeps wanting to kind of break off some energy here. But like I said, you're just not, you need the energy up here and energy down here to face. It's that, I wouldn't say it's that simple, but it's the major piece to all of this. So here it is. Here's the energy. This is the storm right now. So we get in time here, and here comes the energy right here, the southern area needs to phase with this northern area. If it doesn't happen, if no connection right here happens with this energy and this energy, and it needs to happen, this needs to dig probably into Illinois, with more into almost all the way into Wisconsin. It needs to dig here, and it needs to phase right around here. So it gives the storm time to really explode over the Carolinas and the Southeast, Virginia. But it's just not showing that happen. And I'm not going to go through every model, European and everything, because all of them pretty much show the same. But you go to this, I do want to mention, regardless if this storm happens or not, we're going to have a chilly weekend. It's not going to be anything like last weekend. We're getting into Friday here. Friday highs are in the 50s, 60s, near the Gulf Coast, around 70. But, you're not seeing any big-time warmth here. It's going to be pretty chilly. Saturday morning is going to be pretty chilly across the South and Mid-Atlantic, and definitely in the Northeast is going to be pretty freaking cold. But these are highs for Saturday. I mean, you're pretty cold in Boston, Maine, New York City. Almost the entire state doesn't get above freezing. But it's even a chilly day across the Mid-Atlantic, the Southeast, and the Eastern U.S. in general, except if you get down to Louisiana and Texas. 60s is nice if you got full sun, but you get through and you're starting to get a lot of cloud cover, because even if the storm doesn't trend north, you're getting a lot of cloud cover here in the Southeast. But temps start to get lower, and we start to get the warmth back, especially if the storm doesn't do anything. If the storm doesn't do anything, we're not going to have any kind of cooling going on. But check it out. As we get into Monday of next week, the warmth starts to build in the Midwest. You got 60s starting to try to get all the way up into South Dakota. And looks like we start to warm. The southeast ridge begins to flex. And we'll see what happens here. I really think next week might be a spring-like week, which has me excited because I'm honestly over trying to track winter storm for my area. It gets kind of old when it just doesn't hit my own backyard. And it's been about over 7 years for me. And it seems like the older I get, the more I appreciate spring and just a good old spring and summertime storm. But here you go. These are temperature anomalies. Anomaly is compared to average. So you obviously got blue in the southeast and the east coast for as we get into early part of next week. But check it out. Check out the warmer anomalies start to get into the area. That's warmer than average temperatures, and they start to build, and it really dominates the entire week. And we'll see what happens. If you get any kind of blocking up here, it's really going to interfere with us being warm down here. But you look at the National Weather Service, the Climate Center, 6 to 10 day outlook, it's still showing warmer than average for the entire eastern U.S., especially when you get into the northern areas of the Ohio Valley and the Michigan area and the Wisconsin area and the peninsula up there. You go to the 8 to 14 day outlook, and that's March 10th through the 16th. They're getting all the way through mid-March now. It's the entire eastern U.S. is above average temperatures now. The West Coast is much cooler than average, and that's normally how it works. You get one or the other. And obviously, once we start to get warmer than average temperatures, you start to look for a severe weather threat. And I don't see anything much to talk about right now, but I do want to notice this surge of higher dew points and surge of moisture from the Gulf that really is getting into the Midwest here with some kind of trough right here. This could really become a system. Hey, baby. And we have to watch this area right here. Sorry, that was my little girl. And for any kind of severe weather threat, you're kind of just conjuring up something at this point because there's nothing really to talk about. But we have to watch midway next week for something, for an event. It's not a whole lot of CAPE going on, which is pretty much storm fuel. If you don't know what that is, it's just a component that you need for thunderstorm activity and potential severe weather. And there's just no point in getting specific about any of this right now because we don't even know if it's going to happen. But really, I do want to talk about, the first, I think after we get past this week, we get past this weekend, a cooler than average weekend, and we're going to go on and get past this weekend. These are the GEFS, so it's the GFS ensembles. So check it out. You start to get to Monday 60s. You're starting to get into the 70s for the areas of the, you're getting almost 60s starting to creep into southern New England. 60s are almost all the way into the Ohio Valley, Tennessee, Kentucky. And look how warm you are by the time you get to Thursday. Now, you do have a trough digging. That might be a big-time storm system here. We're going to watch that. But, yeah, looks like the warmth gets here next week. It could be much warmer than what this is saying. I think it can be. I think we might get a 3 or 4 out of 5 days of widespread 70s across the southeast. We'll just have to see how it goes. I continue to monitor the weather. It's slow right now, guys, but stick with me because I think it's going to be an active. I'm not going to be one of them channels that tries to predict where and what area is going to have a severe weather outbreak a month out. I don't believe in that. It's not a knock on them. Some people do that, and that is awesome. Good for them. But I'm not going to try to tell you there's going to be a severe weather event on April, the first week of April or something in a specific location. I'm also not going to try to tell you if it's going to be an above average temperature-wise spring. Normally, you can always bet on it being in the southeast because it seems like it's always above average around here. But we'll continue to monitor what's going to go on. It's going to be an interesting spring, and I hope you guys stick with me and continue to grow with me. And thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great evening.